Well, you ever have a craving so bad you were really convinced you couldn't control it? Registered dietitian Andrea Holwegner is in to tell us how you can manage your sweet or savory tooth so you don't go overboard. Good morning. Thanks for coming in.
Good morning. As the Chocoholic nutritionist, of course, we all love sweets and savory foods. The key is, how do we manage them?
Yes, how do we manage them? How do we manage them? First off, I want to ask, why do we crave the bad stuff? My sisters and I, after we come back from school, this was a long time ago, okay? We called it the 4 o'clock binge, because I swear around that time, it didn't matter what you ate it all.
So, exactly. So mid-afternoon or in the evenings, there's hangriness. So, of course, we get biologic, physical reasons that we crave sugar or energy. And then there's all those other emotional reasons that we eat, related to habit and boredom and stress and comfort, all of those things.
Okay, so you have a couple of tips for us this morning. How are we going to manage the sweet and savory, just snacking all together? We have a lot of great junk food in front of me today, and I can't believe I haven't really reached over for a bite yet, Andrea.
Oh, just wait. We'll sample some.
Okay.
So the key is, we know based on psychology research, there's a thing called the pleasure principle. We're never not going to stop loving sweets and savory things. So the key is framing the quantity to start off with. So you can imagine sitting down on the couch with a big bag of chips, or me as the Chocoholic dietitian with a giant bag of chocolate almonds. It never ends well.
So you're putting the snacks in a bowl.
You bet.
Okay.
Frame that quantity so you have an end point.
Right, because if you have an entire bag of chips, you're going to eat the entire bag of chips.
Most people will.
Okay, now you just have a teeny tiny little thing of chocolate.
I know.
Is that enough?
Notice the nice little handful that we're talking about here.
And that's a handful right there.
That is what we're after.
Oh my goodness, I do like 5 handfuls. And the other great tip is, if things are prepackaged in individual sizes, it also helps you as well.
Individual portioning really helps. So you can imagine, if you're trying to dish out ice cream from a big giant pail or carton, having a single unit again gives that end point. So we find sometimes that helps people still have sweet but not go overboard when it comes to calories and sugars and that.
Okay, let's move on to the Smarties here, because this I had no idea. Smarties, now instead of opening the entire package, you have these individual, what do you call it?
Yeah, just individual portions, and it comes in 3. And what I like about this is, again, people are always going to love chocolate, including Smarties, but what this does is it just allows you to just dump literally 15 Smarties, 70 calories in there, and save the rest for later.
Okay, but then the trick is to save the rest for later.
To save the rest for later.
Okay, so let's move on from the junk food. You have a few examples of some really healthy snacks that are going to taste good. So for the savory tooth, we're going to start over here. This looks beautiful, and like you mentioned, anything looks good in a martini glass.
Everything looks better in a martini glass, and sometimes a healthy, crunchy treat like this will actually work. So
Can I go ahead and have some?
You bet.
Okay.
This is hummus in the bottom. We got a few pretzel sticks in there, again looking for that savory crunch, but we filled it up with lots of veggies.
Right. You make it look fancy, then no one entice you to eat it. And then, of course, this is a traditional snacker. You have some butter, peanut butter.
Of course, having a 4-year-old at home, ants on a log are a big deal. This is the adult version with almond butter, and I like to sometimes put craisins or some figs on top of there. Just, again, if you're looking for a savory, crunchy snack, you could try this one out.
Okay, now if you're looking for to curb your sweet tooth, you can do you have one of these at home. I don't yet. This is a yogurt maker.
This is a frozen yogurt machine. So, of course, what I love about this concept is you can literally just use yogurt, lots of fresh fruit, a bit of milk, a little bit of sugar, a few spoons of sugar in there is all you need, and this is so delicious, so nutritious, and I like to put the extras in little frozen yogurt popsicles, and then you've got the rest for another day.
Much better than the ones that you find at the grocery stores, because you know exactly what you're going to be putting in these treats here. Now, what if you really can't help it and you have to have that chocolate bar or that chip?
You bet. And sometimes these healthier alternatives will do, but there's a concept I call in our practice chewing around a craving. And so if you try the fruit and you try the, couple of raw veggies and you end up sort of chewing around your kitchen and sampling
and you're
things,
still going, I am not
satisfied.
satisfied. Yeah, what do you do?
I really think sometimes it's just having a small portion of whatever it is you're craving is far better than eating, 30 items trying to satisfy a sweet craving. Of course, as the Chocoholic nutritionist, sometimes a hot mug of cocoa will do the job, but sometimes it's got to be chocolate.
Right.
And that's it. So these are a couple of ways just to help to manage that quantity. Individual portions, framing the quantity in bowls can really help curb people's consumption.
Okay, great tips. Thank you so much, Andrea, for coming in this morning. Registered dietitian Andrea Holwegner. For more information, you can check out Health Stand Nutrition.